In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process on how to change your own oil and filter in your Piaggio Mp3. And all the different makes and models of the Mp3s, from the 250s to the 500s, are very similar. This happens to be an 09 400, and I'll go step-by-step on how to change your oil and filter. You're going to need some 540 motorcycle oil. Now this is kind of hard to find. You're not going to find it at your local Walmart, so I'll put a link in the description how to get this off Amazon. Dropped off at your front door the very next day. You're also going to want a high quality oil filter, not one of those cheap Fram filters at your local Walmart or auto parts store. You're going to want a KN 184 oil filter. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is make sure the oil is warm. You don't want the oil to be cold or hot. So you can start it up and let it idle for 3 to 4 minutes, or take it for a quick 2-minute ride. Let's get the oil warmed up. Now if you look on your instrument cluster, you'll see your temperature gauge. If you have 2 bars up from cold, that's about where you want your oil. Alright, so if you're sitting on the scooter, it's going to be on the left side. Right underneath here, you'll see I've taken a windshield washer jug and I've cut it down, and I've slid that underneath the oil drain plug. So that right there is the plug that we'll be loosening to drain out the oil. This is a very big plug. I believe it's 25 millimeter, but don't quote me on that. But you can easily get a crescent wrench under there to loosen it. So we'll get that oil draining. So most people won't have that large of a socket, so you can go ahead and easily use a crescent wrench. And you're going to go ahead and turn this counterclockwise or to the left to get it loose. There is going to be an O-ring on the back side of this. I recommend that you replace the O-ring every other time you change your oil. These are high quality O-rings. You can change them every time if you want to, but I really only recommend you just change it every other time you change your oil. Now there's also a little filter screen. You can see the little yellow tab right there. We're going to get needle nose pliers and pull out that filter screen. So you can get just a regular needle nose pliers, and you're going to grab this tab and pull straight out. There is going to be an O-ring on the end of this as well. If you get the O-ring kit, you'll be replacing this O-ring too. Now while the oil is draining, I like to clean the oil cap with a Q-tip or paper towel, and you can clean the oil screen as well. Oil is done draining, you can simply reinstall your screen. You're just going to make sure that it's pretty well flush with this outer edge, and then we're going to reinstall the cap. Now when reinstalling your oil drain cap, I go hand tight, and if you're using a crescent wrench, you're going to go about 1/4 of a turn past hand tight, or if you have a socket and torque wrench, you're going to go 18 foot-pounds. And now we're going to be changing that oil filter. If you go over here by the exhaust side, just in front of the muffler, down underneath here, as you can see right there is the oil filter. So we're going to go ahead and take that off and replace it next. You can choose whatever styles of oil filter wrenches you have and go ahead and loosen that oil filter. And I'm going to install the K&N oil filter. And the nice thing about K&N oil filters is the seal is already pre-lubricated, so you don't have to rub oil on it. The other thing is it's going to have a pressed on nut on this side here, so you can easily remove these and install them with a standard size socket. Oil filter hand tight. You just need a 17 millimeter socket and go about 1/2 turn past hand tight. You don't need to get this super tight. You just want it a little more than snug. So once you're hand tight, you're going to go about 1/2 of a turn and that's all the tighter you need to get it. We've got our drain cap tight. We have our new oil filter installed and it's tight. It's time to refill the oil. And the oil fill cap is right here. If you look at the exhaust, you have this exhaust shield right here. It's going to be right in front of the exhaust shield. And you're going to turn it to the left or counterclockwise to remove this. And this is also a dipstick, so you can check your oil level. So you're going to want the end of your funnel about the size of your pinky to fit inside that small hole. So if we look at the manual engine oil, it says 0.44 gallon, 1.7 liter, and that equals 67 fluid ounces. Generally speaking, you're going to be adding 2 quarts of oil, and then I recommend you go ride your scooter around for about 5 minutes, come back, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then check your oil level. So after you've taken your scooter out for about 5 minutes, you bring it back, the oil's all circulated through the oil filter, remove your dipstick, you're going to wipe it off, reinsert it, tighten it all the way down, back it out, and then check the level on your dipstick. Should be right in between the 2 lines on the dipstick. Generally, about exactly 2 quarts is about exactly what these scooters need. Go ahead and retighten your fill cap. Don't over tighten this, you just need it pretty snug, and you're done. Now congratulate yourself on changing your own oil and filter. You learned a little bit about your bike and saved yourself a lot of time and money by not taking it to a dealership. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have fun riding your MP3s, and thanks for watching.